dismissal. We had 18 people voting in the allotted time. Of the 18 people, 6 of you said yes, they should appeal, and 12 of you said no, they should not. So that's it. Of course, you can continue to vote on this poll throughout the day, throughout programming, and we'll give you the final results come tomorrow morning, which will be Friday. By the way, the weekend begins tonight, people, at a second after midnight. Whew. You're trying to scramble to get things done during that small period that you have between the news being read and you giving a very short traffic update is a bit of a challenge. I think you should move to a song too after news and at 7 o'clock in the morning.
You didn't finish make your breakfast yet, did you?
Well, it gives us time to do that. That's the only time that we do have. So you should really move to a song.
I could do it for breakfast. I could do it with some fruit.
Remember, you could disappear from time to time when we are speaking.
Yeah, I can.
And I disappear from 10 to 7. So.
Yeah, we know that's TT time for you.
What is this TT time you were talking about? I don't understand.
You don't know what TT time is?
Phraseology.
I don't know.
TT time. Well, it's already TT. It's toilet time.
I have to contact the vet this morning for the second set of shots.
Yeah, Dr. Gooding will be in at 3 o'clock.
You have to come home today because I can't do the in-store this morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you contacted him already?
I'm doing it now.
Okay, do that. It's Gooding. He'll be at the Pet Butler come 3 o'clock this afternoon till 6 o'clock, so you can head on by to the Pet Butler. We're at Harris Street in Curepe. And you know the funny thing though is that someone came in and asked Thursday and said her dog got a COVID shot.
Yeah, Nikki told me her dog got a COVID shot for to travel.
And I said, what? And Gooding is going, what? We don't have that here. So we'll talk to him more about it when I see him later on regarding that. How's Nikki going anyway?
Good.
Yeah. She's still in New York?
No, she's in Florida.
Oh, she's in Florida. Okay.
She's in Florida.
No problem. I was trying to get a guest online a while ago and I didn't get one. So we'll just have an open forum for now, and maybe when speaking, we could probably try and call somebody or two and see what's going on. And the hot topic now is flour and price of flour. I see St. Kitts has raised their price of flour by $1. $1.
Well, I see the trade minister has said that the government is looking at ways to alleviate the burden of the increasing flour prices to the population. I don't know what they could do by subsidize it. Ask NFM to hold it as a state entity. Ask NFM to hold the flour at a particular price and subsidize whatever vagaries the market.
They may not want to do that. They may think that that's just moving back into some sort of
well, not permanently. Certainly for the duration of the seismic shock caused by the war in Ukraine, which I mean that might be for a year, 2 years, you don't know, but not on a permanent basis. Depending on how the market prices go, because at the end of the day, flour, as the minister said yesterday, is among the most basic of food items.
Yes.
Flour is bread. If you have flour, rice, what else?
Well, I can't see them doing that simply because they're trying to get out of subsidies.
Yeah, but sometimes a temporary subsidy may work depending on how much it impacts the vulnerable groups.
Yeah.
The vulnerable groups are the ones who feel it the most. People who could afford it. The price change in flour wouldn't affect people who are in the median income range or the upper income ranges. But somebody who is making $3,000 a month, that price increase is significant. When the price of flour, a bag of flour, goes from $50 or $60 to $100, that is significant for that person.
I'm not disputing all of that, I'm just saying that the state is obviously taking a position where they're reducing subsidies.
Yeah, and I agree, and I agree with that.
I can't see how they will decide they will go
the
back and
general,
go
the
on.
overall policy to reduce subsidies is not, it's not impossible to do temporary measures if the situation calls for it in the interest of, in particular, the vulnerable groups. We ain't doing it on a permanent basis, and knowing Mr. Minister Ember, you go find some way to put it back in another way anyway.
Yeah.
You understand? It's all an accounting calculation thing. So you take it out here, you put it back there anyway. Quite frankly, they go find some other way to rest it back on you. So we open the phone line. Let's hear what you think about these situations and in general. And yes, I agree that subsidizing is not the general way to go. Finding ways to increase people's ability to earn more revenue is the way to go, so that they can actually afford to pay more when the price fluctuations take place. That, to me, that's the better long-term solution. Increasing people's ability to earn more. That is the way to go.
Yeah.
And,
All right,
and that group is increasing significantly, yeah?
Yeah, 222 Talk, 612 Talk, and of course, toll free North Americans, 866 525 1099. That's our numbers. Directly into our studio, of course, our message board as well. Carol saying, can you repeat the poll results, please, Richard? I missed it.
It was 18 people voting. 12 people said no, they do not support the state appealing. 6 said yes.
There you go, Carol. Hope that helped you.
You know the state going to appeal.
Say what?
You know, Minister Ember's personality is not to take the first ruling. Generally. Nah, we ain't taking that.
His personal hubris,
Larry
hubris wouldn't allow that, would it?
Larry spent $1.5 million to get the answer to the appeal court, and then spend another $2 million to get it to the Privy Council. We prefer to do that. Then pay Jawala Ramber and possibly $2 million and end the whole thing.
Yeah. We have a call, gentlemen. Good morning.
Yes, morning, well on everybody. Wendell, Richard, everybody, morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Patrick.
Jewel Rambaran keys. I have to remember that very clear. Where Jewel Rambaran did expose who was getting forex in the country. That was an illegal thing. And then, well, we fired the guy. But I wonder if up to this day that forex issue never fixed. You understand? No. I was reading something too where Justice Sipasar ordered a lady to pay back a guy $500,000 for 3 HDC house. We give the woman money to get a house for him.
And I still don't understand why people are not understanding that you cannot pay somebody privately for state housing.
Well, you don't know if that hasn't happened before, you know, Paul.
So well, I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I'm saying that if you are doing that, you are buying into what is an illegal scheme. Scheme.
All right.
That will not bear fruit.
Patrick. Good morning, caller. Morning.
Paul, Richard, good morning.
Good morning.
You know, when they announced that NFM prices, flour prices would be increasing, well, I was happy it doesn't affect me because I don't use the NFM flour because of my type of business. Do you know, I went to the wholesale place where I purchased things. I purchased Nutrimix. But I bought my Nutrimix, went by the cashier. When I saw the price, I am paying $16 more for a 10 kg bag, right?
Yeah.
I asked about it. I said, here it is. When did Nutrimix raise their price? Because I listen to news all the time. I said, when did Nutrimix raise the price? That's the point of the floor managers I asked. And he said, he didn't want to answer at first because he was shocked I asked, you know. He said, all flour price went up this morning. I say, all NFM flour prices. Him, all of them, Nutrimix. I say, you heard that on the news? Him, all of them. To my surprise, I watched the news, rewinded the news twice to make sure what I heard Nutrimix say. We are experiencing these problems with the wheat and so on as everybody else, but they are not increasing their prices until June 27th. Yesterday was the 22nd. And that particular wholesale place already increased the price of Nutrimix flour. So what am I supposed to do? Not just one bag I bought hundreds of dollars in flour. So then what? I am supposed to get back a rebate because they charged me illegally. So Paul and
Well, I'm sure there are some groceries, even though they paid the old price for it. Only to say that prices gone up will now add the new price.
But that didn't go up. You see, that particular type of flour didn't go up.
Yeah.
And it's not going to go up until the 27th, according to the people at Nutrimix. So, I am going to call Nutrimix today and ask them what should I do, because I have spent hundreds. When you work it out, I have to get back some hundreds of dollars. So I find that place is very despicable to do that, and people are doing that in every instance because everything going up, they just paying up the price. Every time it goes up $4 or $6, not a 50 cents a dollar,
No. It's going up. It's going up by considerable amounts.
Considerable.
And another point, I heard Mr. Dipty say that the Supermarkets Association, well, their members and so on, they will have to share the burden of the price increase. But the 33% for wholesale and the 28% for retail, who's sharing the burden now? From my calculations yesterday as well for other things, the other people, these supermarkets are not sharing any burden, because if a pack of flour went up by, say, $5, it has increased by $5. So where's the supermarket share of that burden?
Sweetheart, can I be facetious with you?
Yeah.
They're sharing it with you.
Well, they're sharing it. They're just giving us.
They hand it to you.
Somebody else. I find it so unfair. And then the government talking, Mr. Kopi soon talking about when it's temporary and to go back down. You know what will happen? If, and a big if it goes back down. All right? If it goes back down, they will say, well, we have to finish this stock first before we change the price to the lower price.
Yeah, but when the price go down, you don't get the reduction or the rebate.
Overnight. You don't get it overnight at all, just like gas. You don't get it overnight. So I want to see what she's talking about. And when she said she put things in place, and there are a lot of things that this, that, and the other, what I read, that is not going to have no effect on me or the other small people who have businesses. No effect whatsoever, because we are not going to enjoy that particular benefit she's talking about. So thank you all for listening.
All right.
For calling.
Thank you so much. All right. 222-8255, 612-8255.
And I keep focusing on the people who are considered the vulnerable group, pensioners who are on fixed income, who have medication to buy, who have incidental costs coming up, already struggling, people who make under $5,000 and $3,000 a month, who have children to send to school. It piles up, and gas prices increased. Some maxi taxi and taxi routes increasing. You understand? It's just more and more and more. Some just out of work. And what they would have done is bought a bag of flour and made some bread for the family.
Yeah.
And then although Chris said they have not increased prices, there's some people who have increased prices. When you go from supermarket to supermarket, and people say, well, shop around. Well, you either have a car to shop around or spend money in transportation to shop around.
Yeah, you do.
It's not as easy as that. So the gas prices increase too. And then when you jump in a taxi, you spend more, so it might net out anyway. So it's just a lot for people to deal with on a continuous basis. It's just and then your salary not increasing. In some cases, it's going down. And it's just it's just so much for some people to deal with.
Yeah. Let's grab this call here. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, again, one more point. The issue with our housing thing, it wasn't one house, it was 3 houses and 3 parcels of land.
That is my point.
But I want to ask a question now. I was listening on news last night where they say 4,000 companies have not registered with the NIS board. So how we going to deal with that, Mr. Ragoobarsingh?
NIS has a unit that deals with compliance.
That is not very effective, clearly.
So all these people who pay the NIS And when they go and they realize, but wait now, my NIS wasn't contributing to the board. How they go do that now?
Well, some of those companies probably not even pretending to pay NIS. They must be telling, they may be telling their employees, which is not legal, but they may be telling their employees, well, look, pay your own NIS and pay your own health surcharge. I'm treating you like an independent contractor.
So, deducting the money?
So, well, they will have those too. I'm saying there are two types. There's some that will not be taking it out, and there's some that will be taking it out but not paying it.
All right, well,
There's a compliance unit. There's a compliance unit with the NIS is for them to deal with those issues. This is not new. This has been going on. That issue of non-compliance by certain companies is as old as NIS itself.
Richard, our friend of mine who came to say that to go and sign the life certificate from New York, boy. He talk about pressure. Came from New York to come to that to sign the life certificate.
Right, for the grant.
Yeah. I said, but look how much money he had to pay $6,000. He had to get this guy that to come to that to sign that document.
Yeah, it's silly. There is no justification in 2022 for having senior citizens to present themselves in an office to sign up for form because you're giving them some money at the end of the month, a senior citizens grant. It is disrespectful to those senior citizens that you're forcing them to do that in an age of in the age of digitization. 2022, that is your best process? No, you're being lazy.
Well, they like to talk digitization conveniently, when it suits them.
You're being lazy. There is no other explanation. And because you're lazy, you say put it on them, and the attitude that comes forth, whether it's intended or not, is all you want the money, all you come and sign the life certificate.
That's it, Richard.
The kind of attitude that is generated. It's disgusting and sickening.
I do know, yes. That whole, anyway. And some of them can't even, they're not mobile. They come in from far. They have to organize.
That is the best system you could come up with.
Yeah, and that's the best system.
Yourself. Crazy. Ridiculous. And don't get me started on dress codes too. I know we've talked about this before, but you see this dress code thing to enter government office, certain government offices, annoys the hell out of me. Not that it affects me, but the main idea is that you are paid to serve members of the public.
Yeah,
so because a woman is coming with us,
with a pair of slippers, you can't come in.
Yeah,
I can't go into a government office with a short pants and a pair of slippers.
Short pants. You can't come in. Women can't come in with spaghetti straps. Somebody sat down and thought it through,
Somebody thought about that.
Yeah.
Thought it through.
Spaghetti strap top so offensive to you.
Yeah. So it's like I am not serving you because you're not properly attired. I don't know why somebody doesn't take that to court, It annoys the hell out of me. Because you are there to serve us. You're there to serve members of the public.
They don't operate like that generally, They feel like they're doing you a favor,
Yeah.
You are honored. You should be honored to be serving you.
I mean that Zena have to get up early.
And let me tell you something, Paul. If they ain't efficient with nothing else, they're efficient with the enforcement of that policy,
Yeah, you can't come in here with that. And the guards,
they might have you come back 10 times to sign one form over and over again, but they're very efficient at enforcing that policy.
Some of the guards are like the guard and the president, and
It's true.
What?
If you can't fix that, if you can't fix customer service to your citizens who are in fact paying your salary, and you can't even fix that in terms of your level of customer service to your citizens, then how do you propose to even fix the more difficult issues?
Yeah. We have a call. Good morning. Morning.
Good morning.
Oh gosh, diese morning just keep it. I'm way myself here.
English, what?
I'm too long. I ain't get up too long.
I can see you're still in the bed. The
We can
cover still,
tell.
the blanket still on your shoulder.
Pardon me?
The blanket still on your shoulder, here, innit?
Yes.
Well, they say older people and children are the same thing, you know, they like to sleep plenty.
I hear you, Richard. And the same will happen to you if God spares your life.
Me? You should
Yeah.
have some older people. Let me tell you something. It have some people 80 years old walking up old Mount Hololo from 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock this morning, you know. And they 80, and I know you ain't 80.
And you know you will reach that just now. So I'm not worried. Yeah. And you have to let us hear you. What you're telling us, what you're telling us there, it's forceful. I could hear the force in your voice. But what I called to talk about is that NIS compliance. You know, they have not been doing their work in that department. To hear the amount of people that not compliant, and you know why it doesn't surprise me that is like that, because even when we had the when they were giving the grants out with this thing, we had the pandemic, you realize how many people were complaining that they couldn't get it because they couldn't supply the information about the NIS and the deductions. So all that time only realized that after that pandemic, they ain't put nothing in place yet to reinforce the collection of NIS dues. The first thing they jump at, every time I hear them talk about raising the NIS because of the shortfall in money to continue the payment. That is not the solution. What they have to do is enforce the laws. Too many people getting away here. The only people who pay in those things is those who pay in the same PAYE. That when government or banks or wherever paid you, they deduct your salary that first and send it wherever. And what about the self-employed? What about all the businesses that getting away in that loophole? That is what they have to do. They have to reinforce that policy so that they would be able to gather that income that they're not getting.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's one approach to meet whatever is the actuarial shortfall in terms of the analysis. But of course, they are also looking at raising the age of retirement to 65 so that you will stop getting the benefits. Because I think you get NIS benefits at age 60 now, am I right?
Yeah.
So they want to raise that to age 65.
No, it's 60 you're getting the NIS for.
I know right now, but I think they want to raise it to 65 so that you don't get it at 60, you get it from 65.
Well, by that time,
So they get 5 more years of contributions.
Yeah, they want 5 more years of contributions. Or even if, no, I don't know how that's going to work because...
Well, when you retire, I mean, you have to wait.
Yeah, your maximum...
It's just kicking the ball down the road.
Because for you to get the maximum amount of, I think it's $4,000, you have to make at least 750 contributions. But there are many people that pass 750 contributions, but they don't see any benefit beyond going up. I remember when we spoke to one of the NIS persons on this program a couple of years ago, he was saying that, the more contributions you make, the bigger the amount. And I tell him, what, by a cent? I say for each year or 2 years above that 750, you'll send it by a cent? Because people don't, I have never heard somebody say, boy, I made 1,000 contributions to NIS and I'm now getting $6,000 a month from them.
It doesn't work like that.
So that doesn't happen.
Mr. What's his name again? The gentleman who always fighting for the that increase of the NIS and the benefits, the increments. I can't remember his name now.
Yeah, the increments, you mean beyond the 750?
Yeah, the payments when you make the amount beyond that.
Yes, it's very, it's a mathematical Gymnastics to ready give you 0.
All right, gentlemen.
Tell me no, nah.
We done.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, Tina.
Did you read about this really interesting thing that happened?
What?
Where one of the athletes in a pool routine in World Championships fainted in the water during the championships, and her coach had to jump into the water to save her.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody could faint during a routine
Yeah.
in the water, and she started
In
to
the
sink to
water.
the bottom of the pool, and her coach dove into the water and saved her. It is so curious that somebody could faint in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
I never heard of that before.
Yeah. Good morning, caller.
Good morning to the panel.
Morning.
I heard Richard said just now that they want to change the age of the NIS.
Of retirement. The age of retirement.
Retirement, yeah.
I am not saying he's wrong, but I'm just going to say how I understood it over the years. 65 was always the age for paying that NIS. But certain companies, workers were going in at 62, at 60 because of how their pension was negotiated. So, enshrined in the NIS, if they made the 750 contributions, at age 60, you could leave with getting 3,000 and whatever excess it would have been, because 3,000 is just the start. People would have made more than 750 contributions and get others. But the skin in the tail is, what they want to do now is every year, before you hit 65, that you should apply for it. They want to deduct the amount by 6%. So if you should leave at the age 60, for each year before you reach 65, they will deduct 6%. That is what they're trying to change in the whole formula. It's not that you can't, it has always been 65, but you could have gotten it at 60 with 750 contributions. The only change they are making is that they want to deduct 6% for every year younger than 65. And you had that man from SWWTU on, and he never addressed that. I don't know if you don't know that. That is the main thing you haven't. And the actuaries have that information that they give to Parliament, I think, over 2 years now. The 10th actuary report or whatever. That may be in it. So if you check that actuary report, you may find that that is what they want to change because of the shortfall. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All right. I mean, I'm just looking on the NIB TT site. What they're saying is, who can claim? Anyone who is insured under the system and who has attained age 60 years and has retired, or at any age between 60 and 65 years that he or she retires, or who is age 65, whether retired or not. Which I think is a lot of what the caller was just saying. So at age 60, once you're retired, you can claim the NIS. Between 60 and 65, if you retire any point in between, then you can claim it. And from age 65, if you're still working and you're paying contributions, even though you're not retired, you can start getting your benefits, whether you're retired or not. So, well, that's according to the NIB site.
Where's Steve going now? He eating or what?
I don't know, but he's the one taking the calls.
He just presume. I guess he presumed he's just going to talk. They just stay quiet.
Lord, hey.
Let's just stay quiet.
No, give them your phone number. They could call you, and you could put the phone by the mic.
See how fast he come back?
I didn't hear anything you all said.
I said, since Steve disappeared, let's just stay quiet.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that right now. 22 Talk 612 Talk toll free. North Americans 866-525-1099. All right, we're taking some of your calls. Let me just check my message board, see what I got here. Oliver Man Warren is saying, what supermarket does what they do let me just read it first. When the prices are going up, they buy large quantities of the old price and sell it at the increased price. Yes, that's what they do. They buy stocks at the old price and sell it at the new price. They do that. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, morning again. Richard Ragoobarsingh.
Yes, Mr.
Now
Patrick.
I have misinformation when it comes to NIS. A lot. Let me tell you, they say retirement age is compulsory at 60. Right? So when you reach 60 and you make 750 contribution, nice, you will begin at $3,000 based on your class that we was paying NIS. If there are people paying a higher class, NIS will receive more money based on the class. Right? No, when you reach 65, they do not deduct NIS from your money. Yes? Because at 65, you're entitled to apply for old age government pension. That's what going on.
A certain no. Only certain categories you're perpetuating misinformation, Mr. Patrick. Only certain citizens can apply for old age pension. And you can't, and if you're getting old age pension, if you're getting senior citizens grant, if you're getting senior citizens grant and NIS, they do an amalgamation to come to some sort of how much you get. They do that. But not all citizens get senior citizens grant. Because if you're getting a pension,
Hold on, Mr. Patrick.
if you're getting a pension, for example, if you're a government pensioner, you're not getting senior citizens grant because you're already getting a pension. Also, if you're getting a pension or annuity from elsewhere, they're going to ask you what your sources of income are. And if you have an annuity and stuff like that, you're not going to get senior citizens grant.
Right, yeah, here's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I have more callers.
If you contributing towards a pension plan, you won't be entitled to a government old age pension. But I talk about the normal citizens who retire at 60, they get an NIS and 65, they apply for a government old age pension.
The senior citizens grant.
Yeah, it's a grant. They call it a pension too. Right? So in the end of the day, they want to raise the retirement age to 65, which is compulsory at 60. That's what they're trying to do. So when
It's compulsory at 60 if you are in the public sector.
Yeah, government workers.
Yes.
At 60, right?
Yes.
When you reach 60, you apply for them right here at 59 and tell you you're supposed to go by 60. And bring in your documents. So at 60, you get your NIS. Now, 65 now. You can apply for government old age pension. When you come and see if you have a car, if you have a house tag, if you have a condition, if you have this, and then you get no money. Don't everybody just get that?
No, that's a discretionary one.
Yeah. And now, something wrong with that.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Right.
Good morning. Good morning, caller.
You need to put a chair in the studio for Mr. Patrick.
Yeah, I think so. And a mic. Yeah, morning.
Morning, Steve.
Hey, Jem.
Hey, Gemma. How are you, Gemma?
Paul.
Morning.
How you going, Jem?
How are you?
Yeah, I just called to say good morning. Right?
Yeah, and you going all right?
Yeah, well, I did hanging in.
Yeah, you're good.
Yes.
Nice. You can take the time out to call
Nice to
us.
hear from you, Gemma.
Let's say he was passing by me up to now. I ain't seen him yet.
These false promises, he likes
Yeah,
them.
I'm not going to say that.
As in
When
these
Wendell
false
say that,
promises, he likes them.
pinch of salt. Pinch of salt.
Okay, so good morning, eh?
Good morning,
Have a great day.
Gemma.
Good morning, Gemma. Mwah! Take a big kiss.
Thank you very
All righty, take care, Jem.
Thank you very much.
Your wife gonna
All the
call
best.
out to complain.
Okay, all right.
Bye.
Yeah, she wouldn't complain about that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. You stay there until you leave that.
Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war. You know that song, Paul? You're the biggest Christian here, so you're supposed to know that. Between you and Wendell. I'm never sure about Steve.
Good. Good. 222 Talk. 612 Talk. North Americans got a toll-free number for you. 866-525-1099. That's our numbers directly into our studio for those in North America. All right. 7 minutes, so 6.5 minutes before
We should
the
really
hour.
get somebody from NIS again to discuss this whole issue of this retirement age, because the Ministry of Finance has been meeting pretty consistently with unions concerning that issue of that retirement age going to 65. Because you see media releases ever so often about it. Now, I know getting call members is a little difficult, but maybe we could get Brian Manning to just discuss that.
Brian Manning is a good call, actually.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's try him. I'll try to confirm him for Monday.
Yeah, to talk about that issue specifically.
Yeah. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I want to make a contribution. Do you all know that members of the protective services compulsory age, some of them is age 55?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you take a police. If you reach 55 and you do not ascend to the senior position as from assistant superintendent, you must retire at age 55.
But you don't get NIS at age 55, you get it at age 60, right?
No, you must retire at age 55. I have to retire at age 55
But you wouldn't start getting NIS payments until age 60.
until the age 60. That's correct.
Yeah. Yeah, some places I know, you're right, that some, I think the protective services have that where you must retire at certain age brackets. I know in the public sector generally, and I'm subject to correction, but I think you can retire, you can elect to retire at age 55 if you are if you are professional.
Yeah.
You can retire at age 55.
Yes, that's correct.
You can elect from age 55 onwards until age 60, which is the mandatory age at this point. But you can elect from age 55 onwards to retire at any point once you're in whatever range. You know, they always have these ranges. But, yeah, your range in your public service, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, hi.
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I found it interesting, that how we speak about subsidies as being this kind of evil thing that we have in our system. But I think I listened to the last, the interview with the businessman you all had yesterday, and I found he brought out the whole idea of how we came from a colonial. He talked about history, and we didn't do the cathartic thing. And I think as we want to move forward, we have to figure out what we need to subsidize to help the country move forward. Is it going to be agriculture? Is it going to be, because I know as artists, we lobbied in the Artists Coalition in Trinidad and Tobago for certain concessions on equipment to bring in tools to help innovation. Is it going to manufacturing, and manufacturers get help? We also pay our taxes and all these things you're talking about, benefits, grants, social assistance. Who do we, as we want to move forward, subsidize? And subsidies do things. I can remember Donald Trump saying that, hey, in the law, he didn't pay taxes because it's in the law as a businessman not to pay certain taxes because they see. So this idea that subsidies is for some reason has become this evil thing that we have to get rid of when it's supposed to be. And even when we're going into local reform, property taxes, the idea where the taxes will go and to be.
But I'm glad you brought it up because people need to realize that the issue of subsidies and not subsidizing has to be sort of taken in the context of, okay, you're paying full prices on some goods and services, but the delivery of public transport, healthcare, etc., is at such an exceptional level that your other costs are reduced. You understand?
Right.
So that you could afford to pay full price to X, Y, and Z. And that's the balancing in some of the Scandinavian countries where they have very high taxation, but their services are at such a high level that it balances off. We don't have that here. It's licks on both sides.
Yes, and that's the thing. So everybody, there's this kind of over-preview, okay, privatization will run anything, but I sit down in our private healthcare system and I listen to an old couple real struggling to pay a $5,000 bill that they had to go and do, and you see them, little couple must be in the 70s and things. Yeah, the conversation, it could bring tears to your eyes.
And they have to do it to stay alive.
Yeah, and the thing is, you could, if the state institution is supported, so we have to have this conversation properly, and that's the actuarial people, the accountants, and on a new kind of economic understanding of what we want to subsidize, because we subsidize if we feel that the manufacturers get a lot of subsidies to bring in the equipment, because, okay, they will give thing. That's why I say in the property tax system, we had to take the council system out of party politics, and because if the money going into local government, the regional corporation, how they spend the money connected to a party politics system is that because that system of giving, no minister is supposed to sit down with a food grant or his food card in his thing and giving that out. That's a social work investment thing. They're supposed to be handling out and doing the thing, who's supposed to this one and that one or that. And that party politics system is where we created a kind of corrupted the subsidies program kind of idea of what subsidies supposed to be. And I think if we're going to go in to start paying the property tax and giving it to the local governance, because they wanted to go to the state, but we know if it go to the state, well, the higher state function, the money will be go into other things, and I think that is the problem certain experts have about it. But if you're going to put your money that going into your community, straight to your regional corporation, they spending it back into your community and giving you certain types of benefits, yeah, parks and recreation, proper things, proper this, the health center, worker spaces, better pavement, vending areas, proper, all those kind of things. And then what are the benefits that you will be getting, and who the vulnerable in your community, because you're paying taxes to support the vulnerable in your community. And they will be, I will subsidize this family, so they will be able to send the children to school. They will have a babysitter in the community center, and we supporting people who less and who have a little, and that's the thing, and that's what subsidy is about. Helping. It's more like cooperative business, and cooperative business operate on those levels. And so this idea about, I think when we talk about subsidies, and we have this evil idea of it, and I think a lot of the people in Trinidad have been going that way, because a lot of people feel that subsidies are just for lazy people.
All right.
And yeah, so we have to rethink it. All
right. Thank you so much.
Later.
All right. Let's get into our news brief, all powered by Champlain Services.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
While there are concerns that many party patrons are crowding events and disregarding mask-wearing laws in the public, Health Minister Terence Dayal Singh says that people are not obligated to mask in private settings, although recent parties at the Brian Lara Stadium